Hey guys, it's Goodvibes Cosentino. I figured I would do a YouTube video. Since I can't go live on YouTube yet because I don't have enough subscribers, I figured do a freaking video. And yes, I am in a crappy t-shirt because I'm dyeing my hair. So I figured you guys ask a lot, you want to know a lot, and I want to tell you some stuff. I want to tell you some shit. And I want to bring you part of my family, let you guys see what I'm all about. So, a lot of you ask how long I've had my abilities. I've had it since I was a little girl. It was nothing. I mean, nothing like what I have now. I would see things. I would hear things in my head. Nothing alarming. I remember with my brother Luke, we had bunk beds in New York at the time because our rooms were really small. And I had the top of the bed. And every night I would wake him up, or he would already know because I was afraid because I felt like somebody was staring at me. And so this went on for years, like years. And I was the one, and you could ask one of my friends, which will interview them too. I was always the one that, I want to go into that abandoned house. I want to do that. I was always into that weird, scary stuff. And that's what I loved. I mean, well, they would be scared shitless, but I loved it. It fascinated me. Then when I got to be about 15, and when I started working as a general manager in a restaurant, I started getting premonitions, and I was afraid to say anything because I'm like, what if I'm wrong? You know, that's the nerve-wracking part. So my mom and my aunt said, look, if you're wrong, tell us the premonition. If it happens, cool, then we know. And if not, then nobody knows but us. So I started doing it, and it was like everything I was saying kept happening. For instance, and you guys need to check this out. I did a podcast 2 years ago. It's called Cosmic Tuesday, and the host is Anthony. He's such a great man. That was my first podcast I ever did, so I was a little nervous, so I wasn't sure if he's against mediums, if he was for mediums, but he is for mediums. He was amazing. He asked me all the questions that you guys asked me. So make sure you check it out. You can Google Cosmic Tuesdays. His name's Anthony. You can type in Goodvibes Cosentino and it'll come up with my podcast of that night. Super fun. But there was this time that I kept seeing my friend in my head as a premonition in his car with a bee in it. And I kept seeing him like swap the bee around. And I'm like, why am I seeing this? Like, this is weird. So I tell my mom, and I felt his fear in the car. Why I didn't call him, I don't know. So the next day, he calls me and says, Di, I was in the hospital all last night. I'm like, why? He said, I had a bee trapped in my car and I'm allergic. And he didn't know it at the time either. But I was like, oh my God, I just saw that. So that happened. Then one time at my job, yeah, I'm really messing this up, guys. Don't do this at home if you don't know how. Especially you kids. Adults, you guys know how. Then at my job one time, my boss was always early like me. Always early. And another coworker came in and she's like, I'm not going to say his name. What's his name? And I said, I don't know, but I keep seeing him in his vehicle. He just got a brand new Corvette at the time. I'm talking like 15 years ago, guys. So it was brand new then. And I kept seeing him in this ditch. And when I went in, I saw a movie script of him in his Corvette. And all I could see was dirt flying against his windshield. And I'm in a ditch. And I can feel his heart pounding. So I'm going, something's wrong. And she's like, well, how do you know? I said, because I can see him. And she's like, where? I'm like, in my head. She's like, what? I'm like, I know this sounds crazy because I never told anybody. Because, I was just telling my mom and my aunt at the time. So he comes flying in no less than 10 minutes later, white as a ghost, and said, girls, I almost just killed myself. And the girl that I told her about like what I saw, she looked at me like, how did you know what just happened? And he said, I guess there's a button in the car where it goes faster. He hit it, spun out like I said, and hit a ditch. And he goes, and all the dirt just went over my windshield. And that's when she turned to me like, what do you see that I don't? So that's when everything really started to kick full force. Now, you guys need to understand, I was going through a lot of trauma then with my brother being an addict. There was always something, him always getting arrested, or, oh God, the FBI coming there at times, counterfeit money, and, stuff like that. Like it's an everyday thing. Like it's normal. Well, it gave me anxiety, bad, because he's 4 years younger than me. I'm his older sis, but I helped my mom a lot. Like I wanted to make sure she wasn't alone in it, And with this, I did my best. And I told my brother everything. He told me everything. So speaking of my brother, that's when I get a little emotional, is because I saw what was going to happen. So after I had my son, I was 20 when I found out I got pregnant, 21 when I had my son. Okay, so it was getting, the premonitions were getting stronger, really strong. And I said, okay, it's from trauma. And I don't know if you guys are aware of that, but if trauma happens in your life, sorry guys, I need to make sure I get that stuff. It's gonna kind of go full force of what I've read into books and of hearing specialists say. That's trauma does add a lot to your bowels being pulled up. So, with this being said, there was always something going on with him. Always. And I saw my brother, the day my brother died, I was at work, and I could see, he wasn't answering his phone. And I could see it. I could see him laying in his bed, but he was like sleeping. So I'm like, all right. But his phone's never off. And my mom's like, Di, his phone's never off. My mom just started working again. So, we're both working. We don't know what's going on. I figured I'd tell you guys this why I'm coloring my hair. We're in quarantine. This is what you're going to get right now. So, she's saying, I don't know what's going on. So 5 o'clock comes. I even told, my office mate, love her to death, by the way. I said, something's wrong. I see him, but he's not answering his phone. And my brother always had his phone up his ass. Always. And I raced to get to his house. And I called my youngest brother, and I'm like, how was he, the weekend when you saw him? He was like, he was all right, sis, he was all right. I said, well, I'm going to go there. Something's not right. I said, should I bring mom? Which, why am I going to ask my youngest brother that? He said, no, sis, just go there. And I'm like, no. So I went and got my mom. And that's when we went there and found him. And that's a whole nother story that I will go into eventually with you guys, because it's difficult, but it also is healing. But this is why I do it. I know pain. I know hurt. I know post-traumatic stress disorder. I know it all. For 12 years, I was a real estate agent for property management, and I switched over to companies, and I kept telling my husband, something bad's going to happen here, but I thought it was with a gun. And sure enough, a tenant got irate over $39 and decided to punch me in the back of my head without me even looking. He was 6'5" and weighed 285 pounds, and I know this because he was arrested. When I came to after he punched me in the back of my head, all I saw was his foot towards my face, and he kept stomping on my face and my chest 3 to 4 times. He did knock my tooth out. He did go to jail. I don't believe justice was served. His wife was there, and all I kept hearing was, no, baby, no. And I know that she couldn't do anything, because I'm sure if he was to hit me the way he did that and stomp on me, I knew she'd get it at home. So I'm not blaming her. I know mental abuse. I mean, on so many levels, I can connect with everybody. And that's why it's not about the money, guys. It's about me connecting with your loved ones and what you go through every day, because I can connect. And when my brother passed, I wanted to be addiction specialist. I thought I can do this. I can do this, even though I did not graduate. I can do it. I'll figure it out. Or a life coach, something along that lines. And that wasn't my plan. My plan for what my brother did was for me to meet my husband, because I was fine living at my mom's with my son. I was fine grieving the way I was. But when I met my husband, it was my brother saying, you're not going to live your life like this. You deserve happiness. And I thank God for that, because my husband's awesome. He's an awesome man. Not only that, my brother knew I already had these tools. So it's like he intensified it, where instead of seeing shadows, I see your loved ones. I feel them. And that's what that's about, is I want you guys to feel. So when I do my lives and my sessions, I want you to feel your loved ones' personalities of stuff that they would say, and stuff that, they would do often to you guys. That's why the less I know, the better. That's why it's not about the money with me. It never has and never will be. And that's why my prices, even when I have prices, people are like, what? And I'm like, it's not about the money. It's not. You have so many mediums out there charging so much money when you got this gift. It's nothing to do with religion. Look, I'm Catholic Italian. It's not religion. It's not what color you are, what size you are, what job you have. If you don't have a job, it doesn't discriminate. We're all hurting in the same ways. And that's why if I can help one person each time, then I feel like I did my job. And that's why I do this. And look, I'm not a fucking saint. I'm not. I'm erotic all the time. I mean, I'm a mess. I'm a mess. I blame that on my brother. I also have endometriosis. I have a lot of different things for a 33-year-old almost that you shouldn't have. And with that, this is my outlet, is to give back and to help. Because every time I read you, I can feel my brother, and it's like I want to do more. I want to do more. I want to do more, and that's just who I am. It's just who I am, and that's why I'm like, you know what? Let me make this YouTube channel of me, like behind the scenes, like me doing my hair. It's a fucking mess. I didn't even do the timer. Shit. Let you guys see who I am, and know that I'm not just that reader. You guys want to know my personality? I will get whoever you guys want to know about me. I'll interview them, whatever you want to do. If you have even more questions of, how I learned even more about what was going on with my body with this stuff, I'll be more than happy to go over that stuff because I want to. I want to share more with you guys. I come from a hectic world. Very hectic. But I wouldn't change it for the world. I wouldn't. As I'm in my t-shirt. You gotta wear a dirty t-shirt. You all know that when you do your hair. Because especially when you're doing it red and purple. But I figured why not? You have every right to know behind the scenes of who I am. And one day we're going to get Mom on here. One day. Which I told her, I was like, you're doing it. Whether you like it or not, you're doing it. My tooth is killing me. Yes, my tooth still is bothering me. I'm on today will be day 4. It's 3 times a day, so I only took it once so far today. It's not helping, but I'm doing the best I can. I'm really excited about tonight, guys, at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Goodvibes Cosentino Facebook page. And that's why I call it Goodvibes, because that's all I want to give out, because I'm sick of the shit that I went through. I'm done. Not with this, with my life prior. My brother, what it's like to go to bed and then wonder and cry, is my brother breathing? Is somebody going to check on him? And to actually that day see it. So you guys don't know, but I saved my brother's life once before. And I kept interrupting the EMTs. And they said, look, if you go back in there one more time, we're going to arrest you to the pole. I was outside to the railing. And something said, go back in there. And I went back in there and I screamed again, Luke. And I heard, sis. And by him doing that, you mind screw yourself. Because when I found my brother, when he finally did what he did, I thought, what if I just kept yelling Luke like it did the last time without Steven? These are things that we all think about. And people that haven't lost anybody, you're very lucky. And even if you have, I know you guys know what I'm talking about. And that's why when I read Living Energy, about your loved ones, it's something that you're going through currently, whether it's a relationship, financial issues, scary things. I want you to know that they know everything. And because I can't read my brother, feel my brother, I feel him through you all. And I need to thank you for that. So come and join me. And I'll be doing these blogs a lot because I want you to see the behind the scenes of my entire crazy family. And I figured, why not do it when I'm coloring my hair? Yeah. Why not do it then? Who cares? Why not do it then? And I'm going to fix that because I know some of you are going to say, you better take that off your face. It's going to burn. I know my vibe tribe. So let's use YouTube as a way for you guys to see who and where I live and check it out. And we can do interviews with my friends if you like, because they'll tell you I liked weird shit when I was younger because they didn't understand. Just come with me. We'll have a great time. We'll have fun. As you can hear my son going up the stairs. Oh my God.
Mom?
Yeah? Yeah, I'm doing a YouTube thing. You're on YouTube. Say hi.
Hi.
So wait, come here. I'm explaining different stories of like when I went to. So remember David's birthday with the older man?
Uh-huh.
You want to stay in here and tell the story with them? So, here, shut the door to the dog.
Really?
Well, no, because the chemicals. So, come on. So,
just stay in here.
So, me and Nico went, get more in, Nick. Get more in. So, me and Nico went to the food store because we had to get my husband's birthday cake. And there was this older man. He was probably in his 80s, mid-80s. He was so sweet. Wait.
I gotta sit down.
Wait. So, he was riding his cart, and I said, Nico, his wife's with him. And he's like, really? I said, yeah, his wife's with him, spiritually. So I said, I'm going to go up to him. He's like, are you? And I said, yeah, I'm going to go up to him. So me and Nico went up to him. Meanwhile, I'm holding the cake. You got the balloons in your hands. So we go up to him, and I tell the man, I said, look, I don't know if you believe in mediums, but I need to let you know your wife, Mary, is standing next to you. I'm a medium. And he says, oh, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. And I said, is it your anniversary? And he says, yes, it would have been 75 years. 75 years. So I said, well, she's wishing you a happy anniversary. And he said, oh, thank you so much. You made my day. Remember how excited? Can you get on this so they can see? He's camera shy all of a sudden. He was just so excited to hear from his wife about it that he just bought lottery tickets. And he's like, I want you to have this. And I'm like, no, I don't want it. He's like, no, I want you to have this. So I still, to this day, 3 years later, have that lottery ticket. And we joke around saying it's like worth $1 million probably, and I'm driving around with it. But it's stuff like that. That's what I want you YouTubers to see. This is what YouTube's going to be about. Our lives. Say bye to YouTube. Say, where they can see your cute face. Bye. He's 11 going on 15. And I'm not cool. He doesn't think I'm cool. Really? I mean, what? He won't let me do the TikToks. None of that. I'm like, you're crazy. Well, thank you guys for joining me tonight. I will see you tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook. Hope you guys subscribe to YouTube. That way you can join me more in my crazy family life. And ask if you have any questions, comment below, and I'll answer them in the next video, because I'm going to be doing this often. I'm actually wanting to do some sessions so you guys can see one-on-one sessions, how I do it as well. So much love, guys. Have a wonderful night, good afternoon, and good morning. See you later, guys. Good vibes.